Hi, this is Abigail, and I'm here today to talk about how to create an epic wedding website for your virtual wedding. While we were exploring options for our wedding websites, we looked at ones like Zolo, and we found them to be a bit stagnant. The reason for this is that they aren't very customizable, and so you can't include the details that you will need to for a virtual wedding. So we recommend using WIX. This tutorial will walk you through how to build a WIX wedding website. So the first step is what you might think. You should go to wix.com. So once you're on Wix.com, if you do not have a Wix login, right now is the perfect time to create an account. It is free, and you just do what you do to create any account, which we all have to do all the time for everything. So if you need help with that, you're going to need a little bit of extra help. So you might need to call someone. So if you already have a site, if you log in, it'll take you here. But what you're going to want to do is go to your sites or to create a new site. So once you go to My Sites, there's going to be an option which says Create New Site. You'll see right here we have our website, which I will first show you so you can take a look at what it looks like. So our website, we opted into buy a domain, which I'll talk to in a minute. But what you'll see here is we're actually able to talk about why we chose virtual, which gives a little information about it, which is a great way to explain to people you care about their safety or logistics or whatever your reason is. It really is your own, so use your own flair there. We also included a logistic page. So the Zoom login info is actually including the start time for everyone, in addition to a link to the actual Zoom meeting, as well as a link to add this to their calendar. So adding something to a calendar makes it super easy for them to add it to their own personal calendar. The way you do this is you create an event in your Google Calendar and you make it public. And once you make it public, you actually can then copy that link and link it to the Zoom. That's a great tip to just make sure no one has any excuses for not making your Zoom wedding. Following that, another great thing to do, as I mentioned, is put the link. So you put the link there, and then when you send a reminder, you send that link to them. The start times, especially if you have people in different time zones, for us, we had people all over the world. We didn't include Europe, but we did include Southeast Asia, where we are, as an option, just so people knew. People kept forgetting that our wedding was actually the day after. We also included an agenda. People get really confused about what's happening at a Zoom wedding. So we created a wedding agenda and posted it on our site. We really wanted to make sure that there was not any exact time frames, because when you're doing a virtual wedding, it can be a little bit up in the air because you don't know if someone might do a toast longer or there might be some technical difficulties. So we just wrote out what was going to happen. If you're interested in getting a agenda like this, we do have templates that you can purchase and download. We also did the tech stuff page. So this just is pretty simple stuff, but things are very, very confusing for a lot of people, especially if you have older people joining the wedding. So we included tutorials if you click here. We also talked about our video Zoom coordinator and just recommended that people don't use their phone to connect, because if people use their phone, they won't be able to see all the people that are there. So this is really important to have. Additionally, we had a registry. Because we are in Thailand, it's very expensive to send things to us. So we opted to create a Zankyu page, which is ZANKYOU. And we just made it look cute on our own page, which I'll show you how to do in a second. But all of these link directly to ZenQ, where they can contribute money to our fund. If you're in the States, definitely you can include a link to your registry at Nordstrom's or at Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, wherever you choose, Tiffany's if you have a lot of rich people. But it's a great way to allow them to give gifts if they want. Of course, we included our story, which you can see here. This just gives a little bit of detail on our background, and we think it's great for people to share that. I think people like that, and it's cute, and then people can even toast about that. So back to how to now create this page. So if you go to the WIX website, like I showed, go to My Sites, you can click on Create a New Site. Once you're here, they're going to give you options on how to do this. And the best way to do this is choose a template. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. If you or your fiance is super tech savvy or a programmer, you can literally build out an amazing website, click ADI, and it will create that. So if you choose a template, it's going to make it just a little bit easier for you. The way that we chose ours was really quite simple. We typed wedding up here. And you're going to see a ton of options here. So we stole the Lee and Tom floral wedding invitation one. Once you click edit, you're just going to go right into WIX, and it's going to allow you to edit the page. Once you're inside here, it actually is quite simple. It's click and play. WIX also includes a tutorial on how to do this. But you'll see here that if you navigate, most of these, I believe, are stagnant on the page. So if you go to getting there, you'll see their anchors. So that means this is a totally one-page one. You can just change these at any time, meaning, oops, apologies. You can change these. You can change our story, wedding, getting there, registry. Or you can hide any of these. So if you don't want any, let's say you don't want getting there. Obviously, this is a virtual wedding. You might not want that. You can just delete that page. And if instead of saying getting there, you want Zoom logistics, you also can have it all on one page like this one does, where it's just click through and it's just a one-page scroller. Or you can add pages that will actually be new pages. So if there's an anchor, that means that it's going to be a one-page scroller. But if it says once you hit new page, it means it's an actual another page that it will take it to. And that's where you just add what is going to be there. So that would be, as I said, it was entitled, let's just double check, I think logistics. So you can create a logistics page. And then if you create an under page under that, if you move that a little bit to the right, it becomes a sub page. And that's where we did agenda. And at the start of our wedding, we actually had the agenda just saying coming soon. So adding text is quite simple. You just do this, add heading. You can choose any text you want and say coming soon. Choose the font you want. The color you want. I was really into whites and pinks. I usually like blacks and golds, but this wedding I was very girly. You do coming soon. Because at the beginning you might not know exactly what that is. You don't know who's agreed to give toast, what exactly is going to be there, but you're just trying to let people know what's happening. So I just showed you how to do subpages. You also can do more. If you're under it, it just clicks there. So let's say you've created one and you realize, oh, it's a subpage. I didn't want it to be a subpage. It's super easy. So let's say you wanted it to be the registry. What you do is now you pull it back out and you put it there. So what we did was we created the ZenQ page that I showed you a second ago. Here it is. Just letting it load. And so when we made our ZenQ page, we actually just chose photos for this. And so I just made sure they all were the same. So let's say you just save that image. Well, in this case, it's going to be a little bit harder because this image is too small. I'm trying to save it as a website. But if you look here and you just save image, I think that will actually save. Okay, in this case, it's actually not saving, but you would have this link already. But what we're going to do here is just do a screenshot so I can show you how to do it. So what you do is if you are adding photo or links to your registry, you have the option of just saying you can find our registry here and linking it there. Or if you wanted to do photos like we did, this is where you would do, you can just do a photo and an image upload. So you click upload media, upload from computer. I just hit we'll choose this screenshot that I just made. So you can place that there. And then you just do that a few times over and can add text over it. So this is really if you're adding your own links to things. And this is primarily if you're just looking to get money instead of gifts. And that, once again, we were overseas, so this made more sense for us. But this, you would write, feed us, or something. I think we said something funny around that. The important thing for that is that you link it. So you really want to link your things. The best way to do that is on a Mac, you're going to hit the Command K, Control K on other computers. And if you hit that, or you can just hit this link, just make sure that you click to the link that you're trying to take it to. In that case, kitchenware, that was actually the name of it, because I'm losing my mind and forgetting everything. I'm so old now. I'm married. I don't need a mind. Make sure you choose a new window, because if it's current window, that means it'll just load on this tab, which will take people away from the websites. And you just want to remember that everyone's stupid and you want to keep it simple. So new window is good for that. So I had linked the photo, linked the text too. So the way to do that is you highlight the text, hit the link, web address, same thing, goes there, it's done. So you can add any of those photos like that. If you were just trying to link them to a website, it would be a similar thing. You could literally just write, instead of this, you can find our registry here and then link to where your registry is. Or you could state, you can find our registries in the following places and then put them below as which ones they are. So if it was Nordstrom, whichever ones they are, you just highlight and link to your registry page. So it's super easy. If you have any questions, just private message us and we will try to help you. So that's how you would create those. It's a really simple thing to do this. So once your wedding website is perfect, make sure you preview it, take a look at it. All of it is actually really easy to walk through, but I just wanted to give you some quick pointers. In this one, you want to take off that RSVP, because we really recommend that you use paperless post to do your invites. The RSVP thing, Wix just doesn't have as user-friendly of an invite way. So I would just make sure you don't use this one. It just is going to make it much harder for you. And will be much easier if you use paperless post or something like that. We have another video for that. So make sure you look up the paperless post one so we can walk you through how that works. So after you've previewed, as I mentioned, you will just hit save. Wix offers a free domain. So as you'll see here, it just says My Site 10. You could literally call it Abigail and Kyle's Wedding. Abigail and Kyle's Wedding. And it's your own domain. It's not, obviously, it's easy for people to remember. That's why we chose the marriedinthailand.com as ours. But if you don't want to pay the higher price to have your own domain and have Wix host it, this is an awesome option. Most of the time, no one is remembering the website name anyways. So in hindsight, I think we probably wouldn't have chosen our own website. And I don't think it really matters. So whichever you prefer is up to you. But if you wanted to choose your own one and you click publish, it'll say here, connect your own branded domain. And at that point, you would upgrade and it'll walk you through the steps of it. It's super easy. Like you can choose one of these options. The cheapest one I believe you can use. I would say the best one is that $850 a month, and then it just has you pay it up front. So you just pay yearly, or you can pay monthly, which means you can get rid of it as soon as you're done with your wedding. And once you do this, it'll walk you through the steps of how to set it up. It also will, while you're at Wix, allow you to purchase your own domain so that at that point you can choose it and then it automatically links it for you. And then your website is ready to go, which is super easy. And then when you get closer to your actual wedding date, that's when you put up your agenda and you email your invitees and tell them, hey, you can find the agenda here. Also, remember, all the logistics logins can be found there. And it's a great way to also push them back to your registry in case they forgot to give you a gift. So that is how you create a beautiful Wix wedding website. And we hope that this helps you create your own and that your wedding day is magical and fabulous because you are awesome and so is your fiance. And we're here to help if you need anything. Make sure you subscribe. We really, really love having followers. We're new to this game, so happy to have people linking up with us, but we'll be creating content to help you for your wedding day and beyond. But thank you so much.